Hey everyone, Tech OG here, representing those who are 40 and up who love their tech. And this video is going to be a quick review video on the HP Spectre x360 yoga style laptop. Now I had this for pretty much a week and have used this in my professional setting, music classroom, and at home. And I think I've used it enough to make this quick review video. So let me talk about this computer real quick, give you some of the specs. The one that I have, this is a 13.3 inch display. Big bezels on the top and bottom, bezels are small on the side. It's kind of cool. So it's got pretty good real estate of the screen. Has a Core i7 8th generation 8565 processor. The graphics inside are integrated Intel UHD 620. It has two USB Type-C ports, which are also Thunderbolt. So you can attach an external display or a graphics dock if you want to. On this side has a USB Type A port, which is cool. If you decide to get the 15.6 inch one, the left side will also have a full HDMI input on it as well. This one, because it's smaller, this one is 2.92 pounds. You might as well just say 3 pounds. So it's pretty light, pretty cool. Nice to hold in the hand, but you don't want to hold it too long. You close it up. Looks very sleek, looks very futuristic. This is the gem cut version. So you got these nice little cuts on the side. Looks really, really nice. I like the Spectre name right here. And these right here are hinges. Hence, this being a yoga style laptop, which means, of course, with the 360 name, you can flip the screen all the way around to put this in tablet mode. So those are basically the specs. Oh yeah, and it also has speakers made by Bang & Olufsen. So, and they're quad speakers. So you got two speakers on the top, and on the very bottom, grill. It has a grill for two other speakers, which is awesome. So if you're having it in this mode and playing a movie, you can get sound coming from there, which is pretty cool. So those are the specs of this computer so far. And now let me tell you the things that I like and don't like about the computer. I'm just going to do this real quick. So this has more than one way to unlock the computer. So you have Windows Hello, you have fingerprint reader right here, and the fingerprint reader is pretty cool. It unlocks pretty well. A small little delay though when you unlock with your fingerprint, and that's not a deal breaker, but it should have been as fast as a Galaxy Note 9, this phone that I'm using to record this video. Unlocking this with a fingerprint is much faster than this computer. Shouldn't be. This should be faster, but it is what it is. So, like I said, I like the different ways that you can open this up. The functionality is what you would expect from any kind of PC. So this runs pretty much every application. It runs all of my emulators. It runs my PC games surprisingly well as well too. You would think that with Intel graphics that certain games won't run, but because this is a newer computer, this runs a lot more games than my Samsung Galaxy Book that I used to have. Yes, it's going to run them in low settings, but it runs them faster than the Galaxy Book that I used to have, and that's a plus. Because there were certain games that I couldn't run on the book that I could run on, or I can run, on this one. And that's a really good thing, because with the 15.6 inch model, they come with mainly NVIDIA, dedicated NVIDIA graphics cards to up your ante for graphics. But I don't particularly want that one. I want a smaller laptop for work and stuff, because I'm carrying a lot of stuff and I don't want too much stuff to be weighted down when I'm carrying stuff to my classroom. So I like things light, sleek, easy to carry. So with the Intel being able to play a lot of, or a good number of games that I already have and own, that's a good thing. So to keep this form factor the way that I want it. So functionality, it's no problem. It handles a lot of stuff that I have. You can also charge this, not only with the charger that comes with it, but if you have I would say an adapter or a charger that supports PD or power delivery, you can use that particular adapter or charger to charge your computer. So this charges the computer quite nicely. If you can look carefully, you can see that it is charging. Take it off, not charging. Put it back in, it does charge. So you can have more than one adapter, and you can get adapters that are a lot smaller than the one that comes with it to carry on your person, in your bag, and not be weighted down with all of that stuff. So that's a good plus, that it can be charged with more than one charger. And if you find a correct or the right external battery, you can also charge this with an external battery. And I could show you that in a future video if you would like to see that. Quad speakers are pretty cool on this. So what that means is with this, they're louder than most PCs, and the sound is a little bit better. So you can't expect to get quality sound that you would get from car speakers or things like that. But for a laptop, these sound very decent, really decent. So I have no complaints on the sound. Battery life is not that bad too. I've been using this. I've used this for 2 classes so far, and right now I'm at, and this was at 100% charge at the beginning, I'm at 90%. Battery life on here is really, really cool. So you can definitely browse the web, use this for classroom purposes if you're teaching, for example, quarter notes, eighth notes, the things that I teach in my classroom, runs PowerPoint and everything else quite well. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. Oh, and another thing that I really like about this, there's a button for the webcam to turn it completely off. So you know about the stories of people being able to see you on your webcam. With this, with some computers, you can cover up the camera with a piece of circular sticker, but the camera's still on. So what if the sticker falls off? People can still see you. With this button right here, if you flick it off, turns the camera completely off. And that's a great thing, because it turns it off completely in the BIOS. So no one will be able to turn it back on unless they have your computer and switch it back on. So that's a good thing about that camera switch. Things I don't like about this computer, there's only a couple of things, because this computer is very well made, very sturdy, feels very premium. I like the gold accents or the metal accents. I like the color, very unique. I definitely like the gem cut. So this looks very futuristic. I really like this a lot. But the one thing I really don't like, as I told you before about yoga style computers, when you flip it completely around, yeah, you got it in tablet mode. I don't like the gap. Even though there's magnets that are holding this down, they can still easily lift up. So I really don't like the gap, and I really don't like the keys being exposed on the bottom. I mean, I remember seeing one particular yoga style 2-in-1 that when you put it in tablet mode, the keys were seated so that it was completely flush, so that you wouldn't damage the keys if you put it on a table and then you accidentally slide it like this. You can damage the keys if they're just up like that. But there was only one that I saw, and I can't remember the name of it, that had receding keys. So that's one major drawback on yoga style computers. Your keys can be damaged very, very easily. And that is kind of a deal breaker for me right there. It's not a complete deal breaker, but it's kind of a deal breaker. But again, I'm a fan of the detachable keyboard, so I can keep my keys safe. So there's really not a lot of those out there. And I definitely don't want to buy a Microsoft Surface Book, because those are very expensive. Those are detachable keyboards, and it has, the screen being the tablet separate from the keyboard, which is cool, but it's expensive, they're hard to repair, and I would rather have a detachable 2-in-1 where the graphics card is in the computer instead of inside the keyboard like it is for the Microsoft Surface Book line. So those are great computers, run great, run fantastically, but I just don't like the design function and the repairability. It's terrible. So that's just one thing. The other thing that I didn't like about this, and this is just probably just my personal thing, because this is a refurbished product, so it's not brand new. This was fixed by HP and resold by a reseller. So I have no idea what was the problem of this before. it was fixed. So the thing that I have a problem with on this computer, and this is for my professional standpoint, using this in the classroom, I use this again on a television, or I can even use it on the smartboard, depending on if I can connect the Microsoft wireless display adapter, and that's what I have connected to here. So with the display adapter, you can connect this wirelessly to any kind of monitor. So you press this, words will change on the screen, and if you wait a few seconds, it'll pop up like this. See, that's great. My students can see it. I can see it on the screen. They can see it on that screen, and it works great. But the gripe that I have with this particular PC is that, and this happened twice when I was teaching so far, using this for the week that I had it so far. I have been teaching, and a couple of days ago, on Tuesday, on November 12th, I had my evaluation. So I had an administrator come in, and they evaluate how you run class, things like that, and you get score for that. And part of your scoring is how your class flows. So how you teach and how the kids are not entertained, but enthralled in your lesson, things like that. So they also want to see how you control your class and how you make out your lesson. And so what happened was, I was teaching my lesson, but all of a sudden, as I was teaching, the display adapter disconnected from my PC. And I did nothing. I didn't touch, disconnect, or anything. And this bar right here was hidden. And so I was teaching, and all of a sudden, boom, it comes out. And usually when, a problem occurs, your students will be a little rambunctious. And I was getting nervous because that could, affect my observation score. And because that happened, I had a solution. So I had another way of connecting this to my television set. So I did it HDMI, through a mini dock. But still, that particular thing happening, while I'm teaching, is definitely a deal breaker. I don't like that happening when I'm teaching. I want to be able to, have my lesson flow the way that I want it and not be interrupted with any hiccups on the computer. So that right there was a deal breaker. I've updated the computer. I've went through troubleshooting, and there's really no solutions to troubleshooting. And I've done everything. I've reset. Of course, if you reset it to factory settings, it will probably work. But you know that you need your updates for your computer because of security things that happens with updates. So you want to make sure that you're updated so you can have all the security benefits that come with updating. So you got to have your updates, and because of the updates, I don't know if it's a software thing or a hardware thing. It could be both. So with that particular thing happening, when I'm having this connected to the Microsoft wireless display adapter and it's cutting out on me, that right there was a complete deal breaker. And so this computer is going back today. I've already contacted people. It's not their fault. They just sell recertified or reconditioned computers. They don't necessarily know what the problem was and what they fixed. They just resell it. I got this at a good price, and I really picked this one up because this one has a 2 terabyte NVMe SSD. So that space and the speed of transfer, reading and writing information is fantastic. So I really like this computer, wanted this computer, even though it's a yoga style and it has that hiccup of the keys being exposed when you flip it over. Like I said, I tried it out, and I meant to keep it, but I can't because this cuts out on me while I'm teaching. And that right there is a complete no-no. And if I'm playing a game online or something, if it shuts down like that, if I'm playing it on the big screen, that's a huge no-no. Because I could lose a match quite easily if, it shuts down. So that's a big no-no. So I'm taking it back, not putting anything or saying anything bad about HP. This is a great computer. So if you want to get this for yourself and hopefully find one that doesn't have any problems like the problems that I have, and there's only a few problems. If you can find one that works for you, get it. It's a fantastic computer. If you can deal with the bezels. So, I don't know what just happened, but something happened. See, it's a lot of problems going on with this. I don't like that at all. if you can find one that doesn't have a lot of problems, you know what I'm saying, then definitely get it. It's a fantastic computer. I would definitely recommend it, but I would not recommend the one that I have right now because of the problems that occurs when I'm using it for teaching. So that's pretty much it on this review video. It's great. It works great. I have a good time with it. But like I said, the keys being exposed and the cutting out just doesn't cut it for me. And so it's going back today, and I already have, believe it or not, a new computer on hand. So I'm going to do an unboxing of this one after I submit this video. So I hope you like the review video. Again, I'm not cutting down HP on this at all. This is a fantastic computer. They've done a fantastic job, but there's no such thing as a perfect computer. So just try to find one that's going to do wonders for what you're going to use it for. So other than that, it works great. The Wacom pen works great in here as well. So I didn't show you that real quick, so I'm just going to show you real quick. It just works well, so you can scroll right on the screen. Works quite well. So it's a good computer, and I would definitely recommend it. I mean, if you can find it at a good cheap price instead of getting brand new, then definitely do that because it's worth the money, definitely. So that's the end of my review video. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, definitely leave a thumbs up. Leave any comments if you have the computer yourself about the pros and cons of what you've transpired by using it. And definitely buy it if you can and support HP because they make some really good products. So that's the end of the video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Tell your friends about my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video.